Hey up everyone, I'm back again. September the 4th then it is, when Motorola will be unveiling the successor to the Moto X, which is an excellent device that's been on the market for a while now in America, but more recently came out in the UK. As usual, Motorola doesn't seem to care much about the UK when it comes to releasing its devices late. I do think that if you do want to get a Moto X+1 early in the UK, you may need to import it, unfortunately. But I'm a big fan of the Moto X. I think it's an excellent device. And particularly like the little additions that Motorola have built into the device, such as the touchless controls, the active display. I don't think I've found a comparative device which offers a similar type of experience when it comes to talking to the phone and making it do stuff, just using the keyword OK Google now. Tell me the time.
The time is 8:58 p.m.
Okay Google, what's the weather tomorrow?
Tomorrow's forecast for NG8, UK is 21 degrees and partly cloudy.
Okay Google, how long is it to Leicester?
Leicester, UK is 42 minutes from your location by car and light traffic. Here are your directions.
You see, it's just a fantastic experience, and it's part of the major selling point of the device. You've also, as I said, got the active display, which is very useful when you pick up the device when it comes on, and doesn't take too much battery life. I've seen all sorts of apps come onto it as well, so it's not just a few apps which are supported like the normal ones like Google Mail. I've seen eBay taking advantage of it and some other ones, so props to Motorola for these little additions, as well as the spotlight stories. I've seen a hat floating around on my Moto X, but I've not got around to playing the latest game which has come onto it. I hope that I will get some time to do that. Motorola Assist is as good as ever as well. You know, just go into the car, it automatically detects that you're driving, and then will read out stuff aloud for you, like your text messages. Absolutely fantastic. Recently, it's had its Android 4.4, which has brought some additional stuff to it, including a new dialer, which is a little bit better in terms of its graphical layout, colours, etc. Similar to the Nexus 5. You can easily search for things and get them open quite quickly using it. They've also increase the security of it as well, so that you're not so vulnerable to, you know, open SSL type malarkey. With is it that heartbleed bug which can get your data? Obviously, quite a big concern if you use a lot of banking apps and things like that. So that's props to Motorola for sorting that out. They've also improved the camera quality apparently, which includes improved image quality in terms of better consistency of the exposure, better, more realistic flash colouring, and improved photos in low light conditions using the front camera as well. And in my testing, I've found that I've definitely noticed an improvement when it comes to the performance of the camera in indoors conditions, which I found before to be a bit inconsistent. Now I've found that I can get a good shot most of the time. It's still not perfect, and I'm still not sold on the clear pixel technology that's in there. I would have preferred if they'd put something more traditional in there, like a Sony CMOS sensor in there, but hopefully they will improve it for the next one. It still focuses quite quickly, takes the shot quickly. I'm still wanting, when it comes to the actual software on the Moto X, like the Nexus 5, it's quite basic. You know, I'd like more manual control over things, but thankfully you can download a third-party app such as a better camera if you do want to control the ISO, the exposure, the scene, etc., as well as the focus. They have put some additional options on when it comes to the video recording. Now you can actually pause a video and then resume it, which is quite useful. It works quite well. So you've also got control over the you got like a touch focus, manual control of focus and exposure, but that only takes effect, I think, when you're taking pictures. So you don't get that when you're actually doing video recording. It instead takes a picture. I would have liked that if I'm to be honest. But overall I'd say that the camera is very serviceable and decent. I think for most people it will do a perfectly good job, but I'd still say that there are better options when it comes to the camera on the Android market. So as I said, it's been on the market for a while now, and when it came out it didn't have blistering specs by any means. It came out with a dual core S4 Pro clocked at 1.7 GHz with 2 GB of RAM, and it's integrated with its custom Motorola chip. I think it's called the X8 chip, which has a contextual voice processor, and I have to say that the performance has held up really well. I still don't get any hints of lag or anything going in and out of stuff. It's a very nippy affair. In fact, you'd be mistaken to think that this is you know, a Snapdragon 800 device, really. It's that fast, and I think that's a real credit to what Motorola did in regards to keeping the software very you know, stock kind of thing, and not putting too much of an overlay on it. Everything is very fluid and usable. The device hasn't been bogged down or anything like some of them get. I did even notice, like with some Snapdragon 800 devices such as the LG G2, on the old software, the LG G2 software, it did seem to slow down after a while a bit. It did start to get a bit laggy, but I don't get that same kind of feeling with the Moto X. I think it's still as fast as the day that I got it, and it's a real credit to the optimization of the device. And it's still got obviously that excellent speaker on the back, which in my opinion is one of the better speakers that I've used on a device. It's very loud, and for saying it's on the back, and I can easily hear it when I'm driving. It still feels as good as when I got it as well. It's still holding up, you know. I have dropped it a couple of times, but it's not you know, looking crufty or anything. There is a little bit of a scratch on the back where I may have put my keys in my pocket at the same time, but other than that, it's you know, very decent looking still, and still feels really nice in the hand. You know, I can't emphasize how nice it really does feel. It's easily one of the nicest feeling phones that I've felt in my hand. And I'm also not too fussed about the display resolution. It is obviously only a 720p display, and since my eyes are used to other AMOLED displays that have come out, such as the 930 with its full 1080p display, you know, I am starting to notice less resolution displays a little bit, but I still think that it holds its own quite well, really, compared to the newer displays. You know, the viewing angles, the color accuracy, it's all very good. It's quite a bright display as well. It can get very bright, in fact, and you know, it's a nice display at the end of the day. I can easily get through a day of moderate to heavy use on it, and even go through to the morning. I would charge it at night, because at the end of the day I'm next to a plug at night, but it's not something I'm going to worry about if I don't charge it. You know, it's not going to die on me on the way to work or something. I think the dual core with the smaller screen and AMOLED technology really lend to an excellent battery life, and 4.4.4 hasn't given me any battery issues. Some people have been reporting that 4.4.4 has led to some battery drain, but I've not had that particular issue. As you can see, I've had it on since about 14 hours ago, and I've been using it quite heavily today, so it's still got an hour or so until it's drained, apparently. So easily get you through a day on this device, no issues, no queries. So I still think that you should consider the Moto X. I think it's still an excellent device. It's still, I think, coming in around 260 odd or something on Amazon. So it's very, you know, compared to these new phones that are coming out for 400, 500, it's very competitively priced. Having said that, you could get an LG G2 for a similar type of price, which does have quite superior specs across the board, but I think that the Moto X has its own unique things which would appeal to a lot of people, including myself. You know, it's a slightly smaller device, and if I'm to be honest with you, I do prefer AMOLED displays over the LCD displays, simply because of the you know, the really deep contrasty blacks that you can see on the display. I'm a really big fan of them, but you know, at the end of the day, it's up to you. If you want something which is the best of the best, then you may overlook this device, or you may want to wait till the 4th of September to see what Motorola does unveil. But you can guarantee that you will have to import it if you do want to get it. I doubt that they will release it in the UK straight away, unless it's a Nexus branded device. If it is a Nexus branded device, then you know, you might be able to get it straight away. But we'll wait and see. But definitely don't count out the Moto X. It's still got plenty of life left in it, and Motorola said that it's going to get Android L as well, so they are going to definitely keep supporting it. So yeah, you know, Moto X still a fantastic device, and something you should definitely consider. So this has been a quick look at how the Moto X is aging, and how it's still an excellent device. If you like the video, subscribe or like it, and I'll be back shortly. Cheers.